And we are back. It's your man, Odell, a.k.a. ArtbyOdell. We are joined by my special guest. Let me give his brother introduction. Hailing from Forest Park, GA, Clayco all day, right? Brother has been making music since 2009. We're going on over a decade now. First releasing music with King I Divine.
Yep.
Working with my folks, working class music now, right? But also... Smart Black Boy was one of my favorite projects right there. I got a chance to see you perform some of those tracks live, right? Also, accomplished photographer now, moving into the media world. Some of my recent great photos that I will claim, and even some of my great still photos, this brother right here has taken for me. He was also part of when we had the Beats and Lyrics show 15-year anniversary, and I recently had Yamin on the show. This brother also was part of that as well. And that's one of the few times we've ever seen J-Force with a microphone at a loss for words, which I think that is in itself an achievement, right? So he has a new project that is about to come out. We are joined by my brother Blctxt. How you doing, man?
I'm all right. Do I do it like a rapper? Do I do it like this?
Nah, you just want to do it so you can hear, so the folks can hear you, brother.
I'm good, man. I'm just, make a brother feel old. You tell me like, everything. Like, I ain't think he's going to mention everything. He's like, let me get some talking points right quick. I'm like, damn, you done ran down the whole thing. Okay, cool.
Nah, man. That's what it's about, man. We celebrate each other, man. Talk about the name Blctxt, man. Like, where does that come from?
So, like, I went through a bunch of other rap names when I was a young, skinny dude living with moms.
Oh, we all had those different names, brother. You already know how that goes.
It was, I don't know, man. It was just, I was inspired not just by Black Thought's rapping, but the way that he would command crowds. It was just amazing, and I really have a love for words. Like, I don't use a lot of big words. I just like to learn words.
Okay.
And I'm just a weirdo, like how to use phrases and things like that. So I just have a love of words, and like every time I perform, like the only person I think about honestly is Black Thought.
He's pretty dope.
He's like I would love to have DMX's energy and Black Thought's breath control.
Oh yeah,
and
pretty
I'd
crazy.
probably be a super villain. Like, that'd probably be it. Me just wishing to be on not really on team light skin. Like, I would like to be accepted as a brown skinned brother, but I don't want to bring color politics into this. We all blood. So, like CeeLo said,
man, now that's funny though. It's funny every time I think about Black Thought. I was just talking. It's funny. I ran into Jay Live earlier today, man.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, the brother Jay Live. We were talking, and we got on that topic because Jazzy Jeff I think is in town tonight. Playing.
Tonight.
Yeah, Jazzy Jeff is gonna be. Yeah, and so we were just talking, and we brought up Black Thought, and I always laugh because I got a chance to meet Black Thought some years back at a brunch for A3C. And I was with my brother Jay Force, who I used to always tease because Jay would always talk about how he grew up with Black Thought and everything. And I was like, whatever. I was like, I knew it was probably true, but I would always tease him. But I saw Black Thought, take a selfie with Jay.
Okay.
And to this day, I always tease Jay because it wasn't Jay taking a selfie with Black Thought. Black Thought was like, let me take a selfie with Jay Force.
I need these footages. I need these footages.
Yeah, but it was crazy too because at the time, Black Thought didn't have no IG or nothing like that. Like, he really was just taking on the strength of this is my man from Philly. And I ain't seen brother in a long time, so let me just show some respect, man.
I met Thought too, about 2000. It was when Game Theory was just about to come out. They had just made the move to Def Jam.
Okay.
Hey guys, I am a rap nerd. So you're gonna hear some things that you're gonna have to Google. So enjoy this. When Game Theory, their first album, the Roots' first album on Def Jam, when that came out, it was around the time my mom passed, so it had to be between 2005 and I'd probably say 2006.
Okay.
Ish. I just, I don't want to open my phone right now, but I'm just going off, what I'm thinking. I was working in Buckhead, and I remember I felt hype because I'm in love with Vans. So I was like, man, my job, That's my first corporate job. They gave me a gift card. Like, we really love you. And we just want to give you a gift card. I was like, hell yeah. Buy me some Vans. My Vans that came in. So I thought I was just styling. I didn't have nothing to wear them with. And so I'm feeling good walking down the street, going to the train station, and I see Tariq Trotter crossing the street with a big Gucci bag. Or something that I know that was not in my budget. He was just fly, just like otherworldly fly. Like, he's the type of dude that Amir, I don't know the guy. Questlove says that he would probably just pack underwear into the tour, and throughout the tour, gather all the clothes that he wanted. Just like real smart move, because if you packed, you would overpack with all the stuff you bought. So he would go to different cities and just be dumb fly. Like, low key, Kanye got his flyness from watching Tariq. Like, it's
imagine,
So I see this fly dude. I'm like, oh, okay, they look like Thought, and we're like crossing paths, and I'm like, oh, that is Thought. So I say what's up like this, because I know he don't like people walking up to him, and I don't want that smoke. I really don't. I really don't want that smoke. Not for one of my favorite rappers.
Right.
And so he was like, come here. I'm like, oh, snap. I'm going to get my ass whooped. That's what's going down right now. And I didn't. I told him, I said, hey, I heard the new single. I love it. I love the direction y'all going with Def Jam. I get it. And he was just like not saying much. I'm like, damn, this is mad awkward. Like, please say something back. And he pulled out a Palm Pilot. This lets you know how long ago this was.
Okay.
He said, what's your name? I'm like, okay. I don't know what's going on. Told him my name. He was like, yo, we got a show tonight. I was like, yeah, I know. I ain't going to be able to go. He's like, you are now. Put me on the list.
Oh, word?
Put me on the list. I go to Tabernacle. I'm like, this ain't real.
Wait a minute, this one when he did Tabernacle?
Yes.
I was there that night.
Bruh. A famous actor was begging to, I will not say his name. But it just made me feel good, dog. I didn't have that, man. I had just lost my bombs, dog. It was crazy.
Oh, wow.
And so a famous actor was begging to get in at will call. And they was like, hey, brother, you're not on the list right now. We'll figure something out. How can we help you, sir? I gave him my government name. I don't think y'all need that right now. Gave him my government name. And they was like, all right on through. And I just looked at him like, peace, niggas. So, yeah.
Wow. I think, that show with the Tabernacle wasn't, was it Floetry or somebody else? Who was it? It was somebody,
This was like, dog, I've seen the Roots like 4 times.
Okay. Yeah, I just know this was years ago.
This is mad long ago.
Wow.
When Live Nation was not a thing. Like, this is long ago.
Yeah.
Bush was in office, bruh.
Yeah, I think it might
Gas
have
was $1.73. What we talking about? Like, this was a while ago.
It might have been the same time. I don't know. I know I seen the Roots of the Tabernacle. That was some years ago as well. We don't want to play a date game, so
yeah,
you can't outdate me on that.
It was a while ago, man.
But speaking of music, we said that you started making music in 2009, right?
Yeah, I started officially jumping off the porch, as the OGs say, 2009. I used to be a spoken word artist.
Okay, yeah, I can see that with a lot of your music as well.
I was terrible.
He was horrible?
I mean, for me, like, now looking back at it, I just wasn't that great. But what people admired was...
But once again, like I said in the intro, you got to be brave enough to not be good to get better.
Well, I think Saul Williams, I think anybody that made Slam, like, that was a real big inspiration for me because, like, I'm a rap nerd. Like, I'm not a street dude, but yet, like, I have a lot of things in my family that are considered to be, like, street shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be mad candid. Like, there's people that's been on dope. Some people ain't been recovered all dope in my family.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's been people who've been in and out of, incarcerated. Like, there's all type of shit. I got a black family. You know what I mean? Like,
we all have our things.
You know what I'm saying? We all got some things like that. But that never, some reason, my mom was just like, I don't know. She just got me out of the situation. She came up from the projects. So, like, I was not in the streets, but, like, I seen all type of shit, and I'm very observant. I'm like, man, I'm going to just write what I see. Gotcha. I'm going to just write what I see. And I don't know, man. Like, that's how I guess the poetry thing started coming about. And I always wanted to rap, but because I'm not a street dude, it wasn't until, like, it was Slam and it was Blctxt. I was like, these dudes don't seem like street dudes, but they rapping their ass off and they make good music. Yeah,
so basically, like, a lot of times, too, it takes you seeing some things that make you influence. You can identify with. Yeah. Right? It's the same thing whether it comes with media, things of that sort. Like myself, when I started seeing people like your Sway and things of that sort who are doing journalistic type things, but not necessarily falling down that same path that some of the corporate outlets, right?
Yeah.
So I was able to like, okay, I can find my niche. So
They're not real shiny.
Yeah, so that's kind of how it was with
Yeah.
you. You started seeing people who, like you said, the Black Star, just
Yeah.
things that you could identify with, and that helped you blossom, right?
Yeah, definitely. I will definitely accredit the Black Star album. I was thinking about something else. The Black Star album. The day ninth grade started for me, I finally got my hands, because I couldn't get it. Finally got my hands on the Black.
Those rockets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Got my hands on the Black Star album, and I had Memphis Bleek's first album.
Wow.
And I was like, man, I really like the beats on Memphis Bleek album, but I love the overall vibe of Black Star's album.
Right.
And I stayed playing that album. Like, I so badly wanted all the merch from Rockets. Like, it was just a thing. Like, I was just a rap head.
Yeah,
like, it was Black Star, Outkast. I'll even say like Jay's Hard Knock Life, but Nas's I Am. Like, those albums really were like the jump point. Like, man, I could possibly just write, but I never told anybody.
Right.
I never told anybody because I don't know how to. I didn't know how to present that. I'm like, I don't know how to put it
together. So with the poetry, it seemed like an easier outlet to go ahead and kind of
because it was more emotional.
Okay.
Couldn't be emotional and like Moses' first album, Black on Both Sides, still isn't that emotional because he's just super nice.
Yeah.
But it just isn't that emotional. You know what I mean? Rock and Roll is like the most amped song. Maybe Climb, where he's singing, all right, most can sing. Umi says, all right, cool, we'll give you that, But you can't get, like, you just can't say too much. Oh, Common, like water, not like Water for Chocolate. One Day It'll All Make Sense.
Yeah.
To me, that's his best album.
Okay.
Like, listening to grown men talk about their life. That was something that I wanted to do, but I didn't understand that I could do it. And being from the South, like, Face was the dude that can do that. But Face was a dude his name's Scarface. You don't want no smoke with him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so once again, you were still equating it with the fact that Scarface had enough gangster of a background. He could talk like that, but you were like, how are you validated?
Exactly. Like, I'm wearing a Bone shirt. Like, they were the greatest rap group ever to me as a kid.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I love this shit, but I'm like, I can't be a part of this. Like, like, it just didn't. I understood Southern music. I understood East Coast. I kind of understood. The only thing I understood about West Coast music was Snoop.
Right.
Because Snoop was the first dude I ever saw that influenced rap, like influenced people. I saw people braid hair, like wear clothes, like.
Well, let me speak on that though too. Speaking of like just being influenced, and you talk about the South, but like we always always have this conversation. You talk about Clayco, when you talk about Atlanta, and then Clayco. Talk about like that, like what inspired, or what were you seeing on that side? Because you've always felt like you've always identified and said it's not just Atlanta, it's Clayton County. It's like South Side.
Okay, so. Could be a hot topic. I don't know. No, because people.
We got Steve in the building. He's Atlanta all day now.
Well, yeah, Steve will most likely.
He probably knows. So
yeah, he understands this. Clayton County is not Atlanta. That's it. Clayton County, it's not Atlanta. It's the zoning is very different now. Airport is expanding. People are getting jobs. Get your money. MARTA has come out there.
Right.
But the first bus system was C-Tran. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Clayton County. Now, the things that happened in Clayton County because of the economy and because of the Olympics are why the way things are now. So with the Olympics, I need to do my research. I'm going off folklore, but I do remember the change. When the Olympics came, they tore down a lot of projects in Atlanta.
Right, okay. Yeah,
that's what most things. I'll say affordable living. I'll say that, right?
Yeah.
You can go down south where it's cheap.
Yeah.
South side.
Yeah. Tara Boulevard.
Riverdale started popping off.
Yeah. I used to spend some time when I was still in Montgomery. I used to come up here and I had a place I could crash over on Tara Boulevard and Riverdale.
I bet you won't go out there now. I bet you won't go out there now. Them Valley Hill thugs is real. Like they like it's I'm not saying it's not hood. I'm not saying it has no credit. I'm not saying anything of that nature. Clayton County is not Atlanta. They are two different things.
Right.
They are two different things. So that's like telling somebody South Central is Sacramento. Well, you might be ready to die that night. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but it's two different things. So once we established that, like, Blctxt was made in Atlanta.
Right.
Me, my first name's Ant. I was made in Clayton County. and I'm not ashamed of it.
Nah,
That's
nah,
the
that's
thing.
good.
I embrace the shit out of that. Like I'm from where I'm from.
Now, I appreciate that because, I mean, me, myself, a lot of times people don't, from where I sound, don't think I always claim Montgomery, Alabama. That's where I went to high school, went to college at, where my mom's from. And I remember being in school when I first started school at Alabama A&M. And I would always be amazed, man, because, people would be either from Montgomery or they'd be from a small place in Alabama and they'd be ashamed to say where they're from. And I'd be like, so I always respected when I'd meet somebody, I'd meet a cat, and I'd be like, what's up, bro? And he'd be like, yo, I'm from Bruton, Alabama. Or I'm from Millbrook or something.
Right.
Like,
Stand
like,
up.
whatever.
Stand
like,
up, King. Talk your shit, King.
Yeah,
Come
like,
on now.
like, what I mean? And, just because you from New York or whatever, I'm not knocking it, but be proud of where you're from. So, but listen, we're going to take a quick break. We come back, we're going to talk about this new project. We're also going to talk about the photography.
Yeah,
and, on the roundtable, we talk about relationships as well. We're going to talk about some of these long-standing relationships with producers that you have and whatnot, and as well. So listen, we joined by my man Blctxt. It's your man Odell, a.k.a. ArtbyOdell. Odell's Roundtable. Be right back.
You.